We're now live. I'm just gonna sort this out, right?
I mean, it's a chaos there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's it. Well, hello everyone. We've just been sorting out an absolute mess where everyone's been trying to sort out the stuff going on, and yeah, we've got round to it now. Mal's still sorting his camera out. I'm sorting my tripod out. It's been a bit of a mess for the start, but it's all good. It'll be all right. Right, I think that's the right mount. We don't want the dodgy one. I don't want my phone falling on a Lego set like last time, although there isn't a Lego set. I don't know what I'm on about.
I love Lego set.
Well, say hello everyone in the chat anyway, whoever's watching. I know that Steve's watching. I know Glenn's watching. Unsure if there's anybody else at the moment, but yeah. I've had quite the busy day. I've been over the water visiting Wirral Aquatics, Steve's new shop. It's looking very good, very promising. Keith has been there recently as well.
Oh, I love Steve's shop. Well, to be fair, I love everything Steve does. Steve doesn't mess about. His fish room's something that, like, most people would envy. You know what I mean? Like, it's
He was telling me
absolutely
today
amazing.
the water changes and how he's got it all set up sounds unbelievable. And I'm just sat there like, I get a big bucket and I pour it in. I'm like, oh. What? Oh.
But Adam got,
You try and set up a tripod and you knock yourself off the live. There's 10 people here and I'm making a show myself. There you go. I'll stop it. This is the one thing about iPhones that does me head in. There you go.
you know,
I never have an iPhone.
It's trying to get like Siri to come up whilst I put my phone on the tripod.
Got a few more people in chat now.
Yeah, there's quite a few people. We've got Tommy, we've got Credboy, we've got Glenn, we have Mickey. Nice to see you all in here. Right, can you see me tank? You can see me tank, but you can also see half my clothes.
ABBD, evening, mate.
Right, does that look better? That looks slightly better. Now let's give that camera. ABVD, hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, so we're just waiting on Mal. He's trying to sort his camera out, but we'll just get talking about a couple of different things anyway. So, how's everyone doing anyway? Has anyone got any upcoming projects, any upcoming things?
I've got about 10 unboxings to do.
Have you?
Does Tiger been supplying you good, mate?
Yeah, other companies as well, like Herons, and Pond Solutions, and all sorts.
Wow. Oh, you can see me in nano tank that way. That looks better.
Yeah. How about you then, Pete? What you got planned?
I'm just nothing really. I've kind of just set up 2 big projects, haven't I? So I've set up my black water tank in the living room, and then I've been messing around with this for a week. So
that's the Fontover one.
Yeah, like this is like a long-term project. I've had them before. I grew them out and then had to move them on when I moved, and then like regretted it immensely. So
yeah,
it looks like a nice little project that you've got going on. I'm guessing they're are they Tanganyika or Malawi's that you've got? They're no Tanganyika, they are, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got a couple of shells now. Yeah, but they're not doing very well with the shells at the moment. They're like up here chasing the front oser. I thought if I keep them down here, look nice, and it'll give me something to play with till the front oser grow out. But they're chasing the front oser down here. So
mental.
The little terrors, they won't even go in the shells aboard them.
I'd love to keep shell dwellers, honestly. They're definitely a bucket list fish. A lot of people like put off by them because they see the initial price of them and go, oh, that's an expensive fish. But you don't understand. All you need is like a couple and you'll have like a full colony in a couple months. To like they don't shy away from reproducing them fish, do they?
No, not at all. Like when I first got into Lake Tanganyika cichlids, like at first I was like, yeah, they'd bred, they'd be made up bouncing around the house because I had a big cloud of fry. within about 3 months, I'll be like, oh, they've bred again. I can't move them on. I just can't. It's not because they sell them for so much, and I'm like saying to people, I don't know, locally, do you want some like biscardi? And everyone's like, nah. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do with them? I've got like 200 of them. I had like 200 in the end between like 3 tanks. No one wanted them, and then they're complaining.
It's crazy because I was in Andy's not long ago, and I was speaking to the lads, and they were saying about like they're slowly creeping back up in popularity, but the biggest issue is nobody's been able to take them on, as you said. Steve's in there. Oh, we've got Mal finally. He's back.
Hello.
There you go.
There he is.
We've got
How's
Brew in
things?
himself.
Hello and welcome. How's things?
Evening,
All right,
mate.
sorry. So sorry
Massive
about
thanks
that.
to Arnold as well, becoming a second month member now. I've been lacking on the membership side of things. I do apologise, but we've got a lot of things in the works anyway. Don't worry, we do behind the scenes stuff. Very soon, obviously, when I've get me Aldi out the way, we're going to be doing some giveaways of things as well. Getting some stickers sent off to people. Obviously, resubscribing members are also going to be getting stickers sent out. So don't worry, Arnold. I'll be sorting you very soon. I'm just getting trying to source some better stickers. The stickers I had last time, they were just decreased so easily. So I need some better quality ones anyway.
You need to send me one, Ad.
Yeah, well, you're only round the corner. I can find you. I'll just come out. That sounds a bit weird.
You can just take it into a paper plane and send it.
I can find you.
It sounded wrong, that mine, didn't it?
It
Thank
did.
you. I've got a
It
certain
sounded like
set of
a
skills.
Liam
Nice to
Neeson
see
film this.
Yeah, I've got a certain set of skills. I can find you, Keith.
It's nice to see Ron in here as well. Ron's been commenting quite a lot recently on the channel. Appreciate your kind words and advice that you've been giving over to myself.
Is that Ron from Garage Classics?
Yeah.
Oh, he's an absolute
Yeah.
legend, Ron.
He
Yes,
leaves some
yeah.
really nice comments, and I think he left one recently. Oh, we've got a starred one. Oh, I think that was the Arnold one. Cheers, Adam. Yeah, so as I was saying, just then, obviously, to start off with things, projects and stuff like that, you've got your Tangden Deacons, Keith. Arnold was saying just before the live that he's got a lot of unboxings as well as hopefully getting a new pair of discus soon. What about yourself, Mal?
What's that? What have I got going on?
Yeah, upcoming projects and that.
2 seconds, mate. Yeah. I can't see the chat, so I'll have to just take your word for it. Up and coming projects I can show you. I've got to get some finance. Got to get some finance to get this finished.
I feel like a baby because everyone's got a fish room, and I've just got me 2 little tanks.
I've just really started this fish room, Adam, to be quite honest. God, this is back to front, this. So my camera's back to front, so I'm going left and now I need to be going right. Sorry. I know before my computer I'm a little bit more organised than this. Sorry, Adam.
That's completely fine.
Projects, I've got this rack to finish off, but money's keeping us back at the minute, trying to get heaters and things like that. Nothing really. A couple of shrimp projects, thanks to Keith. Your shrimp's coming on lovely. The reds I got off them's coming on nice.
Happy days.
So I've just got to get myself some. When I get this rack sorted out, I'm going to try and get some greens and some blues.
Yeah.
Well, my greens are just bred. I'll get you some of them over as soon as I can. I'll make sure they're nice green and I'll send you some over.
Brilliant.
Make them sorted.
Yeah.
Actually, I can give you a quick look at your reds. 2 seconds.
Yeah, sure. What I can do is I'll give you centre stage if you like, and you can
put them on the big telly.
Put them on the big telly, lad.
Here you go. He's on.
Right. Can you see them? Good.
Yeah. If you just give me a moment, I'm just going to get yourself.
Absolutely hundreds of them now, Keith.
They're flying, aren't they?
Aye. Unbelievable how many I've got. So how many did I get off it? 20?
20, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look at all the little shrimplets and that in there.
That's crazy.
It's because you got a placo in there, isn't it? They absolutely fly with that like line.
you know what it is? It's the best thing I've done. Put a bit of plateau poop in, and they love it.
Yeah.
There you go. Back from centre stage. Alright, so that's your shrimp doing really well. I'm really pleased.
Yeah, they're flying them.
Nothing I've done anything special. It must be the water up here. For some reason, it must be calcium enriched or something like that, and I must love it. But take us off big screen because I'm getting embarrassed.
I think
I'm back now. I was just getting a cup of water.
A bit lager, but hidden.
A lager. I did have one last night, just the one. People usually say just the one and me and more, but I actually only just had the one. I just needed something to take the edge off.
So where all the graphics are saying, those angels in the background, Mal, look stunning.
Just lost 2 about a week ago. I did have 5 in there, but I lost 2. Popeye. I don't mean to plug a video, but I have got a video out about it.
No, you're more than welcome to plug.
No, I'll cut that out now. Because it does get a merry when you get people on as guests, and that's all they do is plug their videos all the way through. You see, I don't mean 1 or 2, but
you're more than welcome to plug any videos at all. Anyone that's moderating in the chat, Cred Boy, if you could please drop everyone's link. Everyone that's in the panel now, drop their link into the chat because I usually get on to doing that in the description later on. So if you do want to check anyone's channel out, you'll be able to find some quality content off these lovely people in here as well. I was just speaking to you. Yeah, because for me, when I point that way, Arnold's there, and then if I point that one, you're there. I think I don't know if that's right on the actual live. It's all over.
We're getting there somehow.
See, the problem is Facebook, not Facebook, YouTube's the other way around to StreamYard. So you point that way, thinking you point that way.
I think, am I on the right then? Am I in the top right instead of the top left?
You're top left, aren't you, to me, on the screen? I'm bottom right.
Wow. Okay,
I'm working you like a puppet now. Open your mouth.
Nice to see Mr. G in here, Martin, the man himself.
Mr. G, yeah?
Top G.
That come from Mr. G today. This big old package.
We've lost it. Oh, Keith's back. We lost
it.
He's
just moved to make it easier for. Went the other way now.
We're moving round now.
Yeah.
This is gonna throw me into more like.
I was just saying to you anyway about I just popped by and visited Stu's in the charter shop. It's obviously not open yet. You visited it yourself, Keith, and you said that he's got an amazing fish room. I'll have to give that a little visit myself at some point. If you don't know already, Stu's opening a fish shop, and it's exciting times because it's starting to look like round the northwest we're getting a bit more people opening shops up, a bit more of a community going on and stuff like that. We've been needing that for quite some time because lockdown was a heavy hitter on the northwest, I think, especially obviously across the country. But I think a lot of shops locally to me closed down, and to see like new businesses opening up is like really exciting for the hobby.
Yeah,
and I'm looking forward to seeing that open. Obviously, he'd say himself as well. There's quite a few things that he's been inspired by some of the bigger creators on YouTube, like Aquarium Carp, and that them wooden stands look beautiful.
Yeah, they do. You're right.
I haven't been up to see them since he's done them. I've obviously shared the video on Facebook and stuff, but I can't wait to get up there. Every time I go on my phone when I'm not in work and I have a look, he's up to something else that I'm like, wow. And then
he's working away.
I've done a quick shop, didn't I? I've done like a quick run around the shop, recorded it, and then I wanted to make a video, but I didn't want to put everything into it because I wanted to do like a full fish room, like fish shop tour.
Yeah.
Once he opens, and I was like, do we say this? Do we say that? And then
you want to keep something back, don't you? For
yeah, because it's going to be amazing. So you're like, I don't know how much to share now, and then but everything it was amazing the way like I wasn't just talking to him about something and he was just like, yeah, that's going to be this. Like he'd explained his whole thought process, why he's doing something in a certain part of the shop. And I was like, I can't just share all this yet because then I'll have nothing to. You know what I mean? I've nothing to talk about in the main shop tour.
What you should try to do is arrange for it. When he gets his delivery from wherever he gets deliveries from.
Yeah.
Try and be there that night and unbox it with him. A big delivery.
Live unboxings do very well.
From the fish shop, it'll be fantastic because obviously you'll have exotics coming in as well. You know what I mean? So
it's always good. I think like my guilty pleasure on you. I say guilty pleasure, isn't a guilty pleasure. My like favorite thing sometimes is just whacking on. Like if a channel on YouTube or on social media does like an unboxing. An example is like Aquarium Co-op. They'll do an unboxing where the decide to show the fish, but like the best thing about them unboxing videos is they'll show the fish like that, and then they'll cut to a video of like the fish that are in the tank at home or in the tank in the shop like after a couple of days, and the color difference. And it's like I think that's like a very important thing in the hobby that needs to be like shown a lot more, because a lot of newcomers, when they come into the hobby, it's guppies, live bears, because they're coloured straight away and beta fish. But if some of these fish, like, you know, you've got your piston rams, you've got your tetras and that, as soon as they go in a planted tank, it's a different story, innit?
Yeah,
definitely.
I mean, when you bring them home in the bag, they're totally washed out, aren't they?
Oh, honestly, I think, like, if you can try and name some examples of fish that, like, awful in a shop, but then are amazing in a home tank. Anyone got any ideas?
Rainbows. Like, you get them and they're just little grey things, and then you get them home, and within a month, like, they look like marine fish. They're that colourful.
Exactly. You've been saying like that you've been breeding them and that, and obviously it's something that's been like a project of yours at the minute, and you're trying to get more people at your side of the water into rainbow fish, because it's one of them. I think they are slowly coming up, but I think the nano species are creeping up in popularity, like the luminatus, like the thread fins, all them micro species of rainbow fish. The dwarf neon rainbows, obviously they're widely available everywhere. Them kind of fish are like slowly creeping up, but then obviously that's a gateway for the Bozemarnies and stuff like that too. And them larger rainbows. I think if we can make that a thing, I think if people get into rainbows in that sense and are willing to invest the time into them, then that might open the eyes to investing the time into all other types of fish too, hopefully. But yeah, anyways, I was gonna talk about. I haven't written any notes this time. I'm not. I haven't come.
That's not like you, Dad. Adam, you're like normally dead prepared, like slamming them with questions and stuff.
Yeah, well, this is what I mean. I've stopped doing it because you want to know what? I found that I was hitting a brick wall. I felt like every live, I've got notes here, but that was like for an interview that I was doing. Doing so many notes makes it like, I don't know, just like and like it doesn't allow people on the chat to like get the questions in. It also, I'm not also able to just flow naturally. I feel like I'll run through my questions and then I'm sat there like, I'd rather just have an actual like general chat and enjoy like speaking to you rather than be like, oh, let's ask this. I've got things in my head now, but I'm not like bullet pointing them because I think it just loses the natural flow. You want to have like a normal conversation with people. People enjoy that more natural side. If I'm sat there going like this, center stage. The center stage is appropriate when you're showing your fish tanks off anyway. So anyone got any topics then?
How about we change it for the first little bit and we'll talk about what you find good about YouTube itself instead of just fish. What's actually good about YouTube that you're drawn to YouTube as a platform?
Well, what we can do with that question, I think, is we can go from Keith to Arnold to myself, and then you can answer your own question. Yeah, if you want to do that. So we'll give a big man Keith here the center stage.
Good evening.
Good evening, Keith.
Sharp jawline. Come on, lad.
So I think for me, YouTube, like from the start with YouTube, I learned so much from YouTube going into like studying it, and there was you find fish from America in different parts of the hobby that wasn't necessarily big in our country, and like I've researched loads of it, and it got me into like took me down loads of different avenues in the hobby, and then like the likes of Joey Mullen, Dustin, and that came up, and I was like, I want to do this. Even back then when it first started, and it's always something I've wanted to do. I've had to go before, and the mad thing is, starting this channel, people have found my old channel and started subscribing to that, and they're like, I have, found you,
Wow.
and it's like. It's
So
on like a
what's your
not
old
big
channel?
channel or
What's
something,
your
you know what I
old
mean?
channel, Keith?
It's just my name, Keith Colley.
All right.
Well, it was a random man, Keith, but I was young and handsome back then. I'm like, you know, well, I don't know about the handsome bit, but yeah, that's what I love that about YouTube.
Big
Like,
mop of curly hair.
yeah, and I had like, I mean, what do you call it? Me Adidas tracksuits on still and all that, you know.
Oh, so you had a mullet.
What's that?
So
What
you
do you mean,
had a
huh?
mullet.
I thought this was a mullet. Oh, I'm so out of touch with the kids. Yeah, but I think that's what I've enjoyed about YouTube the most is learning. Like when like the likes of Joey came out and he started building these massive fish tanks, and I was like, oh, hang on a minute, you can do that. I just had like literally a tank behind the camera, and I was like 2.5 foot, 100 litre, and I thought that was like because when I went in the fish bowl in Birkenhead, and was like, I want your bigger tank, and it was 100 litres, and I thought that was massive. And then the next minute, Joey Mullen's building these like 1,000 litre plywood tanks, and I was like, wow, you can do that. And he had this basement, didn't he, full of tanks.
Yeah, he did at the time.
Yeah, I remember that.
And his first
it just
video
blew
was
my
when he was
mind.
against that blue screen, and he was just doing it against the blue screen, wasn't he? Hello,
Yeah.
welcome.
He used to look like Eminem, didn't he? Like a Canadian Eminem when he was young.
Yeah.
Oh. And then
He hit
Dustin,
the
wasn't
gym
it?
though,
Like,
didn't he? Because he was a little skinny lad, wasn't he? When he first started, he was dead skinny. Looked like he had
well,
his,
MD
looked like he had his
done that as
dad's
well.
t-shirt on.
Yeah. Do you remember, like, MD Fish Tank's done that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like, he was like little skinny fella. The next thing, he's like huge
Started in
now.
his shed. I started in the shed, didn't he? Where he could fit in the shed. I think it wasn't the
I-
tanks. It was MD couldn't fit in the shed no more after that.
I think
Do you know what I
the main
think
reason
it
I've got
was,
into
man? I think it's lifting all these fish tanks up makes you massive.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So he must be massive after
Carry
Yeah,
them bags of fish home.
the main reason I've got into fish keeping YouTube is I want to get wham. I'm on them games. You know
don't
what I
care
mean?
what.
Trying to get the pump and that, you know.
Get big fins.
I wish users could click on people's names in the chat. Imagine that would be an easy option. YouTube make it a bit more difficult than that. Sorry. You can search us up. All our names are there anyway, and Arnold's popped them in the chat. I wasn't subscribed to Mal. Now I am. Thanks. Yeah. So does that
Nice
answer
one.
your question, Mal?
Sorry, what was that, Dan?
Did Keith answer your question?
You did, yeah.
I hope so. We'll try my best.
Yeah, tried your best. Keith, what t-shirt? Is it a homemade t-shirt?
This?
Yeah.
Geordie Skateboard.
Geordie Skateboard, is it?
Yeah.
It's
nice.
a Breaking Bad hybrid shirt, eh?
Yeah.
Creating nature.
Yeah.
Creating nature. Nice one.
He's got some beautiful tanks, honestly. I seen he done a video. I'm going to have to watch this one. It was like aquascaping inspiration because I'm going to be tearing this down, aren't I? So.
Tearing it down?
Yeah.
Why?
Because basically it's the substrate's gone anaerobic. So it means that it is kicking off with ammonia, parameters. I'm having to siphon it out because it goes stagnant. And yeah, so in other words, I have no choice because I've got these 2 tanks and 2 my girlfriends, and I need to maintain all 4. And obviously, I'm going back and forth from here and there throughout the week. And if it can't look after itself, it's just becoming a burden more than anything. Nice to see Aquarium Daily in here.
Aquarium Daily.
Aquarium Daily. I don't know why I said it like that.
You were going to say me there for a second. Creative daily. You're going to say my name. After getting mixed up with him, I'm going to have to get myself some glasses.
Yeah, I you know what? I wear glasses. I'm not wearing them now because
I
just
do,
get
to
too
be
big
quite
brain.
honest. Yeah, I do. I wear contact lenses now just so I don't look like Andrew.
Oh, it's annoying. I was in work yesterday, and I was walking around the shop, and I was just like, I couldn't. I could see things, but I'm just like, and the customer's like, "Oh, look at this." I'm like, "Oh, I just couldn't. I couldn't get it."
Yeah.
I'm only 24. I'm talking like I'm about 60 odds, and I need,
Yeah.
you know, there's a. I'll need to get a magnifying soon, like Jeff. Just be like looking
Honestly,
at the shop.
you'd be up there the camera. Well, may I say it's that bad that my dad used to say the next prescription up's a Labrador.
I'm looking right up when someone puts a comment at the minute.
Got Patty in chat as well.
Nice to see Patty in here.
Parties Aquatics.
But yeah, Christopher's leaving some nice comments in. Arnold, your turn to answer Mal's question. If you want
Do you know what?
ask your question again, Mal, remind us what you were asking.
What was that asking?
I was going to say, what were you asking?
I can't even remember now. It's that exciting of a show.
You were asking about YouTube, like what like it does for you, and like how we're all going about YouTube. I think.
Yeah, just along them lines. Arnold, answer that.
Talking about YouTube.
What do you love about your channel?
Oh, in the ass at the minute. Let's put it bluntly. I think obviously we've got more tanks than I ever thought I would have. It's now finding it hard to create content
Right.
because obviously I'm doing so much maintenance. By the time I've finished, it's time for get tea on the go and see the boys and everything like that. And then by the time you've done that, it's time for bed. So it helps in a way because obviously my mental health, it helps with mental health, but also the more tanks you have, the more videos you got to produce, the more subs you have, the different content you've got to produce. It becomes almost like a full-time job.
You're right, because you'll buy something and you think to yourself, I want to set it up straight away, but I want to do a video, but I haven't got time to do a video, and then you put the thing in the corner. But you think to yourself, things are so expensive, you need to try and get content of nearly everything you get.
It's a difficult balance because obviously, Arnold, with you're very like orientated with family and like maintaining your fish room. Your fish room is a full-time job in itself. So like trying to get a video on the side, I could only imagine is like more stress than anything. So it becomes difficult. I found like last week for the first time, I think since setting up my channel, I didn't upload a video because I literally didn't have the time. I done 8 lives in a row. And I was like, what am I doing? I can't get a video out. I'm burned out like to hell.
Lives do burn you out though, don't they? You go to bed buzzing after a live, and then the next day you feel properly drained.
Yeah.
I sit there. I think Keith and Arnold have seen me after a live, and I've been like, whoo.
Right.
Just looking down like, what did we talk about? Good stuff, guys. I don't know what I said. I think YouTube, YouTube for myself, YouTube for myself has been a massive. It has done so much already for my hobby. It's allowed me to meet so many people. I feel like I've said this before, but if you haven't heard me say this, well, you're going to hear me say it. It's made me meet so many new people like yourselves, like the people in the chat, be able to get contacts here and there, be able to get, it opened doors that were locked for like a hobbyist standpoint. And it's really good in that sense, but it's also good to have a platform and be able to educate people. At the same time, though, as Arnold was saying, it does become its own little job in a sense. fortunately for myself, with the weight of ADHD, if you don't have a routine, you're lost. And what it's allowed me to do is create a routine, and it's now part of my life. It's now part of my routine. A video once a week, shorts daily, lives every 2 weeks. It was lives weekly, but we've decided to cut that back. Otherwise, you'd see me looking at the wall, drooling. So I'd rather that not happen. Um, but yeah, it's like it's really good because it allows me to like it's given me a platform to be able to voice my opinion and also meet new people, educate people, and it's just exciting because you hear so many new things when you're watching videos, but then when you do lives with people like yourselves, you learn a knowledge, and then you might say, oh, I know so and so from like down the road, or like I know so and so from like this place, like, oh, I'll put you in contact, and before you know it, you've made like another friend or you've made another contact, and you hear it everywhere. I tell you what, the past 8 months I've been traveling all over the place more than I ever have in my life, just because I've fallen in love with the hobby even more than I thought I possibly could. So me yeah, yeah, some people may say it's sad, but no, I'm very much locked in and tunnel vision. So I was trying to get this point across. I think on my last live, someone was saying that oh, it's difficult with your channel because you've got to stay in touch with people's channels, otherwise you lose subs. And I go, I don't think it's that. I think we all get busy. We all have our own
There's
projects.
just not enough time in the day to watch everyone's video.
We've got jobs, we've got families, we've got like other things. If you can find time to go and support other people, I'll pop into your live, I'll pop into your live, I'll go and check your new video, I'll leave a comment to say that's great. But a lot of the time I'm just like, I've got work, girlfriend, I've got holidays coming soon, I've got videos, I'm traveling there and traveling there. I'm just like, I wish I had the time, but it's that's what I mean. You end up knowing so many people, how do you keep up with them all? So sometimes people come in the chat and they go, hi, user 1234567 8, and they go, I'm Dave. I'm like, oh, so sorry, Dave.
I was talking to you last night.
He was like, you said that you were going to give me this. I'm like, when? Well, I'm so sorry. Oh, yeah, no, I think with everything in life, there's pros and cons, but I think it's been nothing but beneficial for my hobby and my passion anyway. I really love it. It's been great to be able to build bridges, meet people. Keith only lives over the walls, and I probably would have never met him, and we've probably walked past each other in the same fish shop, and I wouldn't have knew you existed if it weren't for the likes of YouTube. So
I've been on the same ferry. Been on the same ferry across the Mersey, I guess.
Yeah, he barged into me and said, get out the way.
Get out the way, so
Yeah, mate.
And now he's asking to be on me live. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it's great, honestly, and like meeting people like Martin as well, who absolutely loves to talk for the life of me. He's very passionate himself, and I'm sure he's glad that obviously we were saying we're not plugging earlier, but I'm more than happy to plug our Discord. Very active anyway. You've just joined recently, Mal, yourself too. Just people talking, and again, just another way to build a community, another bridge. As I think the best fit, the thing that I think the hobby is lacking at the minute is, I was speaking to Steve about this today. We just need to be a bit more approachable, a bit more open to newcomers. It's easy to say Janice, who loves pink gravel and a sponge with pineapple and a goldfish and a 10 litre, and tell her that you're wrong and you need to stop doing this and you're abusing your animal. It's very easy to jump to that, but at the same time,
Facebook's dead like that, isn't it? When you go on Facebook, you can say anything, and the first thing, what do you want to promote us?
Exactly.
What's that got to do with my SpongeBob at the bottom of the tank?
about this argument, I had a guy swearing at me and tell me that I should go like jump in a river or something, because I said that my bristlenose pleco that was sold to me when I was early in the hobby was sold to me as a bulldog pleco, and he said, no, it's bloody not. I was like, blimey, okay. I was just asking if it's the fish that I
Yeah.
bought. Is it the same fish? No, it isn't. I was just curious.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's,
We all make mistakes.
Exactly. I think, we all started somewhere. I started with me SpongeBob pineapple with 3 cardinal tetra, one with a bent back that died the next day, and I thought that I was the worst person in the world because I killed that fish.
You do at the time. I bought 3. Well, they turned out to be calicos, but I didn't know what a calico was. And they got sold to me as red and black dragons. And I was, get in. Sound looks, red and black dragons. 3 long fin calicos I got. But you learn, don't you? You think, right, that's the last time I'm buying that off of eBay.
Someone, Cred Boy's just done a funny comment. I agree, betas belong in shot glasses. Changed my mind. Just because they can survive in it doesn't mean they're thriving.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. So, I think it's about wording it properly, and I think that's what's good about having our platforms and making and us making videos and doing these lives. That if a newcomer comes in or a person who hasn't been in the hobby for a while, they're able to come in and go, okay, I'm doing this. They'll speak to us and go, well, listen, your Oscar and your 30 litre, it's about that big right now. Okay, it's good. You might be able to give it a good bit of life for about a month or 2. But I highly recommend getting a bigger tank. Oh, we've
Dangerous places again.
Yeah, Arnold. So we're all doing
I'm working my way up.
We're all changing round now.
Change.
I think yeah, it's one of them things. You've just got to word it in the right way and be a bit more understanding. It's so easy to have a laugh. I think it is entertaining. Sometimes guests. Huh? I'm a bit confused by it. It says everyone's there. It was giving me a notification like someone else has joined. It was like, who shared the link? I think it's about wording it in the right way to newcomers, but also saying, it's okay to make mistakes, and I think the most important thing for newcomers is water testing. Do your research. We're in the age of the internet now. All you need to do is pull your phone out. You see a fish you like. This is what I do. I'll go in the shop before I ask the people in the shop, because sometimes
you can actually do it in the shop now, though. Adam, you can go up and just barcode it, and it comes up straight on the Google search for you.
Oh wow! Is that where's that?
The Maidenhead Aquatics has started doing that with where they've got little QWERTY codes right next to all the fish. Just go up and do that.
They've got
comes up with everything for you.
The Fishkeeper website where you can look that up, or there's many different platforms like Catfish Planet and stuff like that too. But I've always done this. That I'll go in a fish shop and I go, oh, that's amazing, I'll buy that. And the people in the shop go, yeah, that'll be fine on like your 60 litre, and I'll look it up and go. And that's not every shop I've ever gone in, because sometimes people are just trying to sell you fish, and maybe again that they're not out of place to say that's fine, your 60 litre.
Yeah.
But you've also got your pets at homes that you walk in and they'll go, you're not allowed near right snails with really loaches.
Get the iPad out and tell you can it. Computer says no.
In the previous live, someone was telling me that they were like interrogating people, saying, "What's your living status? You living in a house you own, or you renting? Oh, you're not allowed that if you're renting. What?"
Yeah, I've had it in there as well. And they say, you know what the best thing to do is when they say, "What size tank you got?" "Oh, it's 1,000 litre," and just pull up a massive mega tank off someone else's website and say there. And they'll still say to you, go through the computer and say, right, for that size tank you can have 3 cardinals, but it's best advised that you get 6, but you can only have 3 for that size tank.
I don't get the point system. It's like, oh yeah, your goldfish is worth like 2 points. That means you can get another 5 because it's like 12 points. It's like, huh? It's so confusing. But I think like another thing as well, another stigma I'd like to talk about with everyone in the chat. It was a conversation that I've been having quite a fair bit recently in the shops I've been visiting. Oh, nice to see Mia in here. So what I was saying is that, for example, you look at, you look at this tank and you go, it's quite busy in there, but it doesn't look too active. If I were to now name how many fish in there, you go, you're a little overstocked, aren't you?
Yeah.
In my opinion, if the fish can feed properly, if they're coloured up like this and thriving, if they're being fed well and there's no issues with your water parameters, I think you know a lot of us overthink it. If the water parameters fine, if the fish are happy, if everything's going well, then you know you shouldn't overthink about maybe slightly overstocking your tank either. I think we all kind of panic and say, "Oh, you've got too many fish in there," or "Oh, that looks a little crowded." If the fish are fine, if everyone's healthy, if the parameters are good, that's another thing. Another stigma I think that uh, I think should be broken. Obviously, you've got your aquascapers, and they'll say that's overcrowded, and they like the simplistic side of things. That's
Yeah.
completely fine too. But yeah, I think overcrowding or overstocking is a. I think we stress a little too much about that.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Get a tank. Work out your level of commitment that you want to put into that tank, and just work from that.
Exactly. Like, what would you say what's everyone's most stocked tanks at the minute? I'd say obviously I'll flip my camera around. This what my main tank is at the moment. We'll do change that round front camera.
I'll get rid of
Um,
that loophole sign, don't you?
yeah, well, Arnold always likes to contest my support
Oh,
for Liverpool. But yeah, you'd look in there and go, it doesn't look too busy. But if I tell you how many fish in there, you go, blimmin' heck.
How many fish you got in there?
Blooming heck.
Actually,
oh,
I'm trying to think.
what are your water parameters like? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
That's so
oh,
overstocked, mate. Come on.
that's why
oh,
you've got algae. That's your problem. Oh, it isn't your substrate. No, it isn't.
oh.
Yeah, I think I've got. Hang on, 12 school, 6 blueberry tetra, 6 raccoon tetra, 6 cories of 2 steer by gold laser, 3 coolie loaches, 2 placos, a pistogramma hongshloy, 2 bamboo shrimp, 2 amano shrimp, and what else? Shocking stocking. I don't know if that's meant to be fun. And
Even Santa Claus isn't full as that.
yeah, I've got a lot in there, but it's all fine. I mean, look how coloured up they are. They're all living the best life. Just
How are you
obviously,
finding your canister filter?
yeah, my canister filter. Yeah,
What's that
everyone's
like?
gonna slate me now. They're all gonna go, hey, look, he's got an all-pan solution filter. Get him out.
I've got one of them, so
Yeah, it's all a guilty pleasure for everyone. You know, they're not the worst thing in the world. You just got
No,
to
they're
make
not.
sure that.
Certain ones that they brought out are crap, but certain ones are really good.
Someone said it sounds like there's a bunch more in there, bunch more room.
Ron, yeah.
You've got a little
Yeah,
bit
I'm
of
gonna put
space. You've got a little bit of space there.
You know
could have
what, Ron?
used.
You know what, Ron? I think, yeah, like I was literally just about to say, Ron, I'm gonna chuck an Oscar in there next. I think him and
Yeah.
Pistogramma are gonna be best of mates.
I
But
reckon you
yeah,
definitely get another one in there.
oh yeah, silver. Silver
Big pie
arowana.
shot.
Mhm.
Big pie shot there. Just eat the rest of it.
Yep.
But yeah, any more questions? Anyone? Any more like topics? I know Mal's just said the YouTube one. We've just rambled on about that and went on some weird tangent because of my
ADHD.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a question for you. So
Go
the
on.
likes of Joey Mullen, obviously, is arowana and stingrays are his signature fish, and then you've got like Corey with his puffers. And so, what would you define as your signature fish?
Ooh, I would say for me, probably my angels.
That one.
Angels.
Angels probably for me, yeah.
I'd say
Bless
be pissed though. Me Hongshloy. But
What about you, Arnold?
You are?
What about you? What would you say your signature fish is?
One-eyed catfish.
Now. Leave my one-eyed fish alone. I would say discus, but I'm going to go with better fish.
Yeah,
Well, to be fair,
definitely better fish for you, Arnold.
I'd say you're better because
You better.
you've bred them, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got what 40 odd. Yeah.
You
Was it
reckon,
Yeah,
easy to
yeah.
do, Arnold?
I've got some tank space for one in here.
Yeah.
Good. Living
That's too
puddles.
small, that is. It's too
See,
small, that is, mate.
the problem with keeping stuff in it something that small and having ADHD is it probably end up in the fridge.
Yeah. I'll get a cold water fish then.
Yeah.
Should be fine.
Yeah.
It's in the big chiller.
It's definitely got to be better.
Better, yeah. I'd say a pisto for me, although Crebensis is like, I was speaking to Steve earlier about them. I think Crebensis is one of the most underrated fish in the hobby. I think a lot of people just go, oh, cribs, just can't be bothered. I love them. I think like
Yeah.
the behavior, the way they breed so easily, the digging up. It's like I'd love to keep geophagus. I've never kept geophagus, and I love fish that like pick up the substrate and sift it round in the mouth and look for food. It's like that's a really natural behavior that you get that's like only seen in the wild, and seeing that in your tank. Same with
Yeah.
cories, they like sifting around in the substrate. Obviously, not good if you've got an aquascape because then your nice little slope that you've put there to
Yeah.
aquascape for the
Suddenly
effect
goes in
has
that.
gone out. Yeah, it's gone out the window. My tank
Yeah.
looks leveled out, and everyone's saying that. I remember Jack JT was bullying me, saying your substrate levels this thick. I went, it's because me Corey, stop leave me alone. In the end,
Yeah.
I look, listen to him and siphon it half it out, and it still looks the same like a month later because the Corey's it went, yeah, let's just level that out real quick. So yeah, I love Crebensis, collect localities. Yeah, you know what? I was again another thing I was saying to Steve earlier is that there's not a lot of shops that stock the different types of cribs. There's just commons and albinos, I think, at the minute.
Yeah.
I'd love for them to be a lot more accessible, like the Epistos, because I think Episto, Aquarium Co-op was good at putting that Episto, like a dwarf cichlid thing, being Epistos is like a good fish to go for. I think they were like promoting Agassizas quite a lot. But I think it's a mix at the minute. What do you think the most popular cichlid is at the minute? Like dwarf cichlid, would you say rams?
Yeah, I would say
Yeah. I'd say it's like a cross between rams and
German
Epistos.
blue ram.
Rams and Epistos.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
So like, I think what was I gonna say? My brain's just malfunctioned. Yeah, I've spoke about this on previous lives, and I don't like hating on certain fish species, but I like to openly talk about the issues with genetics and stuff like that. I think rams have become a very popular breed of fish that don't get treated right. The parameters, for example, they very much require that warmer water. They appreciate it a lot. And a lot of people, they'll buy the rams because they'll go into the fish shop and go, I want a peaceful dwarf cichlid. Oh, I'll get myself a ram then. But then with the rams, they like to put them in a community setup, and the issue is not a lot of community fish like that warmer water. And I think that's one issue that a lot of people need to understand with the rams is that they need that warmer temperature. But as well, the genetics of rams have kind of dwindled over the years because of the popularity. I think I can talk especially about the electric blue rams with the obviously a lot. I remember early days that a lot of them were coming in, and people were able to get them to breed. Now I'm hearing from a lot of breeders. I think Dean, the master fish breeder, who's like with Aquarium Corp, he was saying that he can't get them to breed because I think they've become they can't breed. What's it called? They become infertile.
Right.
So it's an issue with some fish like that them color strains and stuff like that. I think Steve popped in the chat then gold rams. I really love gold rams. I've got a soft spot for them. I'd love to keep gold rams again, but it's just I want to
the
give
only
them
one
that
I
right
wouldn't
to-
want to keep is the balloon rams, like the balloon Bolivians.
I am
Yeah.
I am I am
Why?
not a fan. I
Ah.
am not a
Oh.
fan. I think a lot of balloon fish, you know, I think the fancy goldfish, stuff like that, they've been so popular for a long time that, you know, they're a staple now, and there is an audience for them. But I just prefer the natural fish as it comes, because you're gonna give it a better quality life. If it's got two big googly eyes that are flopping everywhere, how's it living? How's it living? I don't know. If
You
my eyes were
tell her,
this big,
you tell her, Keith. You like your
Well,
goldfish.
I draw a line. Some of them are like really bizarre. Like I don't mind like ranching around it, but when you start getting like things that are just they look like something off Men in Black or something, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Telescopic.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Like there's a line I draw. Like I don't mind some short-bodied like double-tailed fish, but some of them are just even I think, oh, that's a bit like we've gone a bit far there. And the thing
yeah,
is, how much inbreeding's gone on to get it that far down the
Get
line
it
as
that
well.
way down the line. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Like you see placos, don't you, with like fins that are just. Oh no, it's like have you seen the abominations of bristlenose like placos, but like the bristlenose have been like boom, like usually they have that, but it's like it's bigger than the fish's whole body. It just looks like a mushroom growing
It's
off
like
it.
it's like a bristle on a bristle on a bristle on each of them, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah,
it's very weird. It's not my cup of tea. I don't think I've seen anywhere locally sell them anyway. Or
Is that
anything.
not an age thing though? Do they not keep on growing bristles on top of bristles after? Is it not a?
I think they do, but not to the extent where it's like a giant mushroom.
Yeah.
I think it's just one of them things where you just got to be careful. I guess if you are wanting to buy one of these.
Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny's popped in. Don't get me started on balloon fish. Yeah, I think it's one of these things that, you know, if you are wanting to get one of these fish, I'm not, I'm not going to judge you. I think from personal preference, I don't want them. But if you do want them, just be aware that, you know, there might be a lot more health issues, prone to disease, or you know, internal issues and stuff like that too. It's a thing you've got to consider.
Especially if it's in a community tank and it looks like it's struggling to swim, it's going to struggle to feed if you're in it.
Exactly. You walk in pets at home, you see a balloon, electric blue ram, and go, "Wow, that looks beautiful," and then it carks it a week later, and you're like, "Well, that isn't what I bought it for."
Yeah.
Any more topics, anybody?
Your turn.
Going on the underrated fish, keyhole cichlids.
I believe MD loves them, don't he?
I've got six. I've got six of them.
How big do you usually get?
They get, I think they said like between, I think it's 5.5 inches. So quite a decent size. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're very underrated. I also think of Jessabarbs.
Oh, don't get me started on Barbs. I really want them, but I've got open top tanks and they will launch.
Yeah.
Like
I had mine open top.
Have you got a lot of floating plants though?
No.
Well, someone told me they like to be salmon.
No, I think it all depends, like how much footfall goes past the tank. I think it's what it is.
Yeah,
I've been talking about this today as well with people. I was talking with a discus breeder this morning, and he was saying like he had this in the corner of his room, his breeding tank, and he was just breeding like clockwork, and then he moved them into a tank in the kitchen, and he said, and because there was people walking past and they were walking within a certain distance of the tank, they just stopped. He said, and then once he went out the shed, he just started again.
That's what I had my discus one of them little tanks for, just to get them like used to you being in the face all the time. So I got to the point where I was like hand feeding them, and they were just coming up and swimming between my fingers. And I thought, right, I'll put these in the bigger tank now. So I'll put them in the bigger tank now upstairs. And they're loving it. They're loving the space, but they're still coming up to get like hand fed. And you can't ask for more, you know what I mean? Every time, the more like angelfish, straight up the tank. And as soon as they see you walking past, has he got food? Has he got food? The discus are like that as well if you treat them right.
Yeah. So one thing my local fish shop told me is like, I've probably said this before, but when you're getting discus used to, you put everything kind of in the middle third of the tank because
Yeah.
they'll dart at stuff and then they'll overshoot it and hit the glass if it's in the corner. So
Yeah.
always make sure, like, if you've got any breeding cones, anything like that, keep them in like the middle third of the tank when they're getting used to you. They work for me because, as I say, you overshoot things, don't you? And like
Yeah.
they'll hit the glass and stuff. So, and if you got the likes of sponge filters or stuff, I always make sure they're at the back rather than at the sides because a lot of people keep them at the sides, don't they? The likes of them. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've got a little bit of black paint missing off mine, so it looks a bit like a mirror. So they're fascinated with that now. This little piece of mirror, what looks like a mirror, so they're just constantly going smash straight into it.
That's a fish though, the Odessa Bob, that a lot of people, I think more people are like jumping on and understanding that
Yeah.
this is a fish that they want to get because they do look stunning when they're fully coloured
They
up.
do. You're right. Up in
The-
Newcastle, we don't get the mackerel. I mean, we're still in the bit of the Wales of Wanney, to be quite honest. But
it
yeah,
takes like a long time, doesn't it, to mature them? Like it takes about like 6 months or something like that for them to fully get them colours. But when they fully colour up, oh my god, I've seen them. I think something fishy. We all had them in a display tank like a year ago. So I wanted to buy them from day one when I walked in there. I was like, that is something that I'd
yeah,
love to have. But at the time, I only had my 60-litre Fluval Flex that I had crammed everything I possibly could in. So I was like, I had Noah's Ark in that thing, honestly, but I was pushing my limits. But
I
I
think
think
also with that though is the females don't look nothing special. So when people go to the fish shop to buy them, they're buying like 2 males to 1 female ratios. And then
yeah,
when you actually go on, you're seeing a tank full of females with the odd male in left. So you tend
That's a good
to
point, though.
walk past them.
it's important to have this conversation with a gent called Matt the other day. He's usually in the live, Matt, and he was saying that basically, a lot of issues in the hobby is that people like the rainbow fish will go in there and they'll see all the males and go, "Oh, I'm going to buy all of them," and you buy them all. They will never ever have the true potential in colours unless you get a female.
Females,
And you
yeah,
make sure you get a decent female ratio, so there isn't one just getting harassed. You want to make sure that there's some females in there. Okay, they're nowhere near on the colour scale of the males. Still a gorgeous fish, but trust me, just adding that what them couple of female fish into your school, or your cichlid could be like, I've got the Hongshlow, it looks gorgeous, but if I know that if I put a female in there, it would look even better. It's
yeah.
just
It's that
people need to
peacocking, isn't
understand.
it?
Get the female fish. I do want a female for me tiger dires, but I ended up with 2 males. It's difficult as well sometimes where fish are young as well, so I can understand that standpoint that people think you'll get a female fish and they don't. But it's important, get some females for your school and fish, get some females for your fish. They will love to I've just got like a notification of someone commenting on video. I thought the commented on the live. Yeah. We've got a question in here. I'll get onto
Oh,
that in a moment, Steve. So the final thing I was about to say about fish with breeding, and I think I now know why my crebensis or beta cocaina on breeding. My girlfriend has a cat, and that cat loves the fish tanks. And you were saying all it takes it for fish to not breed is someone walking past all the time.
Yeah,
And I now might know why they're not breeding, which is a pain in the backside because the crebensis are supposed to be some of the easiest fish to breed in the hobby, and I think it might be to do with a certain minx. So yeah, that fish room, when we do get one, me and Mia, we're gonna make sure that it's got a lock on it so that cat isn't getting in there. But let's get on to Steve's question anyway. What's
right.
one fish you would love to? Oh, all the spinning round now.
yeah.
Changing
Warming
places.
up.
What's one fish you would love to try but haven't try to breed but haven't you? Oh,
Oh, it's loads for me, mate.
that's a
That's a
question.
tough question, that.
That's a boss question. Oh, Steve, you were one because I've got too many.
Mine's going to be discus because I've just bought I bought 6 fry. I mean, when I bought them, they were the size of my thumbnail. But now they're probably about 2-3 inches. So if I can get them up to breeding size and then breed my very own from that, I'd be over the moon with that.
Yeah, I think what would it be? As I'm trying to breed the cribs now. I've never bred the pistos. I'd love to do that. I'd love to breed Tetra because it's a challenge. And my Tetra breed all
Tetras
the
are,
time.
yeah.
The blueberry Tetras, they breed
I've
like
got some.
raccoon Tetras are breeding, but I haven't. They're not surviving. I'd love to breed them to survive. Corys as well.
I've got some fire and tetras in there. Got the wrong ratio. I've got 1 male and 7 females. So I've got the wrong ratio for a start. But you don't know what you're going to get until they start growing because some go down the male line and go red and some go down the female line and go yellow. So they've only just started coloring up and I've got 1 male. So I'm gutted about that.
The fishkeeping Ginge, Harry's got you and him are the only 2 people that I know that have got fire and Tetra because they're not a very common fish at all.
There's a well-known breeder that the fish up our go to. He's going to put us in touch with him see if I can get some more males just to even it up.
Yeah, that'd be amazing if you could get them breeding. It's one of them, I think,
Get
with the Tetras.
I'd love to do it. I'd love to do a trip to his little fish room myself just to see how he does it, because he's obviously had success breeding them himself, and I'd love to. Because tetras are so different. Some like to spawn into mops, some like to just spawn over the top of moss. So
it's one of them egg scatterers in it, and if you've got them in a community, or if you've got Corys or anything else in there, they're just going to hoover the eggs up. So unless you've got like something where you're going to able to pull them out. I try and pull my Cory eggs all the time, but my blueberry tetra are the biggest menace to society. As soon as something breeds, they'll follow right behind it. So there's the 2 fish breeding. There's a blueberry tetra right there waiting for the eggs to eat the fresh caviar. They know that they're not stupid. They'll follow around, and then when the blueberries are doing it, the raccoons are right there too. So the
cannibalism back. I'll show you, lad.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna eat your eggs if you ate mine. So I think here's a shout. I'd like to breed the L471 mini snowball pleco. I don't see many people breeding them. I genuinely think for a high pancistrus that's nay big, I think there's a massive gap in the market for them to become more available. I think they are quite available, but not many places get them in, or not many people know buy them. I don't know why. If you're like, I want a zebra pleco, but I can't afford to, or I want to, you want that smaller pleco in your tank, I'd say they're ideal, as long as you're obviously feeding them the right stuff. They're not like the usual bristle nose or the Lodicar. I'm not even going to come up with the Latin names because Rebecca would slap me if I say it wrong.
No.
She's very good.
It's just in everyone's chat note to tell you, isn't you? You kind of tired.
I make sure to tread lightly because I know she's very, very knowledgeable and she knows the correct Latin names. If I try and come up with a Latin name, I end up probably swearing at someone in a foreign language.
Yeah.
So, I think that the species she studies and is very fond on is not that she's learned about high pancistrus, but it's something that like the Lodicarius, the algae eating ones, the ones that aren't carnivores. I think it's it does still eat like algae wafers and stuff like that, but obviously you want to make sure you're giving them the meaty stuff and whatever. And I definitely think if we could get more people breeding them, that might be amazing. I'd love to breed them just to see how it goes. I've only visited one breeder before, and that was DJA Aquatics. Give him a little shout out if someone could drop his link in the chat. Dylan, he's a great little lad. I say little lad, he's older than me. And visiting his fish room, seeing that he's been breeding all these different plecos and that's something that I'd like to do. But I know that I'd need a fish room for. So Mia's in the chat right now putting fish emojis in because she knows that I'll be taking over our place when we eventually get one with fish. She signed the terms and conditions. It's written in a contract in the head anyway, not on paper yet. Johnny's put one. L236 would be a good shout for local breeders, especially super white. Talking about super whites, Steve breeds them. He did lose some, unfortunately, recently. But super whites, I'd love for them to become a lot cheaper because they're actually more expensive than zebras at the minute.
Oh, they
Yeah,
right shot up, haven't they?
Sorry,
I said they've shot up in price then.
they used to be. I don't know what the price they used to be. How much they used to be?
I don't remember. I just remember them being like one of the standard plecos you'd get a while ago, and then but
The super
prices have
whites or
changed.
just the 236?
Probably just the 236.
236. I paid 54 in Blackpool, but
Yeah,
that's like average price for them. The super whites are double or over double. They're like 120, 130. They
Jesus.
can range from. Whereas a zebra pleco looks affordable and could be 90 to 100.
You gotta think how often a zebra or pleco would breed for you though. Even if you got it to the stage of breeding, you're lucky if it has one spawn a year, where you want something that's going to spawn 3 or 4 times in a year to make it viable.
This is the thing. A lot of people go, "Oh, zebra plecos! I can be like,
I could get
hero
4
to hero with them, and
four
like
tomorrow. I could
I'll
get
be
4
making
tomorrow.
millions like that of zebra pleco." No, like it's so
No.
difficult to get them to breed. Speaking to
Yeah.
Dylan, his experience, he's had them a couple of years. They're showing, they're fanning, they're trapping, nothing. It's
Nothing.
like the amount of money and the amount of time that you've sat on them and kept on them. By
Yeah.
the time you've done it, like you could have bred so many other fish in that time period.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a personal project that I'd love to do, and I think a lot of people, it's a bucket list thing that people would love to do anyway.
Yeah.
But do be aware, if you want to make your profits, it ain't.
You're not going to do it. No.
No, you're not. You're going to spend more money on the individual fish in your tank, or
You'll
buying
probably be
more.
better off buying a wobber monster and just trying to breed it 3 and 4 times a year.
I seen someone in a forum a couple of days ago say, I think it was they were asking a fish shop saying, "I want 8 adult zebra pleco."
Yeah.
No one's going to give you 8 adults, mate.
No
one's going to sell you 8 adults. If you've got the
You-
adults to keep them to breed.
Oh.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah,
He switched
Tom.
again. Arnold's there now.
I'm staying put.
Yeah. Nobody is going to give you 8 adult zebra pleco unless they're getting them from a supplier, and I don't know any supplier that's going to give you 8 adult zebra pleco. If you do, you are spending a minimum of a couple grand.
Yeah, and they'll probably just send you mails or something, just like the one sex. So you
Yeah.
get stuck with fish that aren't going to breed.
That's the whole thing. If you were going to make it, you'd have to get them from Indonesia, and you'd have to buy them as real juveniles. Talking about that size, an inch, and you wouldn't know. You'd have to take that risk, and then you'd have to grow them out, which could take 3 years. And
It's a
end
very
up with,
long-term project.
Mhm.
So you've all got fish rooms. I'm sat here with 2 nice looking tanks and 2 in me missus as well. Out of your you've all with your fish rooms and stuff like that, what would you say is? I know Arnold, you've been very profitable off your betas and that. What would you say is the most profitable fish, or what would you recommend as a beginner fish for people to breed?
For me, I
Angel
would say
dog,
angels. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, angels. If you get yourself a decent pair of angels, you can get something like £14-15 per fish. If you're doing it like separate, like you can get a little bit more, but you want to be just dealing in bulk to shops.
Yeah, to try and get the best deal for yourself, innit?
Yeah,
At the end of the day,
you
if
don't want to
sell
be
them one
messing it. I mean, it's the same with shrimp. I could probably make a lot more if I sold them individually online. But it's all that hassle of packing, shipping, and all that. Where I can just go in the shop and say,
by
there's
the
50,
time you've
there's 50
done all
quid.
that effort, it just becomes like too time consuming, and
Yeah.
you're just not making any money at all at that point. So you may as well just do your bulk when you can. Obviously, some people breed for profit. A lot of hobbyists, obviously, they call even sometimes. What would you say like is a quick? So you said angels, but what would you say is like a quick obviously not logistically or properly, but I need to slap that light back on because it's turned off. You know what I mean? Oh, come back on. What, you're not going to bed? Yeah. He's flared up at me and now he's not happy. He's pissed off. He's like, I was going to bed then. He was going slowly back into his cave. I turned the light on. He just went, boom. Yep. Quick, get rich quick scheme. Obviously, you're not going to get rich, but like if you were wanting to put that as like a bracket of like what you could breed quickly to go, right, I can get bulk of this and give that to a shop and get a decent bit of money quickly. And it's minimal effort. It takes nothing.
Shrimp for me. Probably the same for you, Keith. Is it
Yeah.
shrimp?
Definitely, yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
everyone will take shrimp off you all day.
But what the work you've got to put in is nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just make the pleco, you just feed the pleco. If you put a pleco in there and just feed
Yeah.
that, it looks after your shrimp for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was looking at a lot of albino plecos, so I've got enough one for each tank. And then when they get a little bit bigger, I put them together, breed them.
What would you say yourself, Arnold?
I'm going to go with the Caras.
Oh.
Yeah.
What
Yep.
type of a Cara?
Well,
Blue.
I prefer to do a cross between a blue and an electric blue.
So you're getting the better strain.
Yeah.
That's good. That's very good.
But going back a bit, when like fish that I would want to, haven't bred or want to breed.
We'll see what will answer both questions, Arnold.
So it would be jaguar cichlids.
Yeah,
Love to breed them. And blue dolphins.
blue
Yeah.
dolphins are nice, definitely.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It took me a second. I was like, yeah, no, I know what that is.
Yeah,
I'll tell you,
Big
I
African
don't know, the
cichlids,
fish
aren't
that
they?
yeah, the yellow labs are always, fish shops,
Yeah.
always, in my area, there's always fish shops saying anyone breeding yellow labs.
Yeah.
Because people will take yellow labs off you all day.
Yeah, on the Facebook groups I'm in up here in the northeast, it's the same.
You got to feed them a lot of dog food, though, haven't you?
Right, yellow labs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Category choke.
man.
I thought I had to throw a joke in. I felt it coming. It was brewing up, and I was like, I need to spare this awful joke.
Well, yeah, but I could have said something earlier when your camera went. When your camera went, Adam, I could have said something.
Like what?
There was
Oh,
Tell us,
no. She ain't here.
no. I was going to say there was probably a rumble at the door. You opened it, and that was a Hot Point washing machine.
You know what? He was in one of my Lego Lars recently, and bless the lad, he's probably harmless. But he was on an alternate account, and I called him by his name, and he went, "Oh yeah, I've just made another account because like I've had issues." And I was like, "Oh, you've had issues?" And then I went a bit quiet, and he decided to delete his comments, and he's been missing since. Listen,
I think I remember that, Adam. It was when you were doing the boat, and you had I remember all his comments disappeared, and they were just like blank spaces.
Yeah, he's an odd individual, that fella. He means well, but he's a little too pushing forward. You know, I make fish videos. Like I'm not.
There's nothing groundbreaking that we're doing.
I'm a person at the end of the day, and I definitely don't collect washing machines. I don't know where I'd have the space to do that. But we'll move on.
Though.
Make it, fish tank washing machines are a thing. They are. I've seen them. They're a little odd, but yeah, you don't want to turn one on with the fish in.
Secretly, Harry, the fish keeping ginge, Donnie says.
But yeah,
tell you what, he'd make a boss wave maker though, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
You know what? It'd be like going into the indoor water park in Rill. I remember going in that when I was a kid, and I had the wave making. I was almost drowning. Yeah, it was. Imagine a fish just going woo woo. But yeah, any more? We're going on mad tangents now, talking about
Black
washing
and blue
machines and wings.
dolphins.
Dolphins in the sea.
Yeah, black and blue
Yeah.
ones.
Blue dolphins.
Blue dolphins, yeah.
I must admit, I had a lot of people roast me because I got some shrimp off Mal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, you know what it is, Arnold? When I
What's
see
that?
you put them in and I just seen you cichlids go straight for them, I thought, and then you come back and you had one there, I thought, oh my word, that's an expensive meal
So
I've
I've got,
just had.
I got the shrimp off Mal and I put them in with people cichlids.
If you
I
want
got
to
roast.
cold them, you can put them in there as a nice snack. But
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
everyone's saying, oh no, that's a very expensive meal, this, that, and the other, but they're in the bogwood.
You should have just said, no, it wasn't. I got them for free.
Yeah, they're in the bogwood. They're doing a really good job of getting rid of the hair algae.
oh, I'd love for my algae eaters to do a good job. They won't. They won't. So I've got to think.
Not every cichlid has got a bad bone in its body.
Well, I've said that. The reason I like my Pisto Hongsloi is that I've kept all different types of dwarf, like quite a variety of different types of dwarf species of cichlid, and all of them have had a little bit of problem with fish where they can be peaceful, but sometimes they'll be like they'll take a disliking to one fish. My Pisto, I've put shrimp in there, shrimp that are easily edible, and he won't touch them. He doesn't touch nothing. He's very much placid. He watches me do me. He watches me like he'll sit in the corner and watch me do my workouts in the morning, or he'll follow me across the room and just he's always spectating, not for food. He'll watch. It's the curiosity that I love about him. He's quite personable, but the only thing he doesn't like, and he doesn't harass them, is that if a steerby gets in his way, he doesn't like them. He just pushes them away. He's like, no, go away. But that's about it. Every fish has got an individual personality, like beta fish too. They're notorious, and every shop would be like, you can't put them in a community center. No. Big enough tank. It's always good to test them. If you get a mirror or you put your finger, I always go in a fish shop and I'll put my finger to the glass, and if it's flaring straight away, you're like, you probably won't like tank mates. So
Yeah.
it's good to do a little test when you're in the fish shop sometimes with stuff like that. I think it may be time to turn that light off now because it's glaring over my face. There you go. That's a bit better.
Yeah, he's gonna be a lot more happier now. Look.
Yeah. He's come right to the front now. He's looking at me like, I thought I was getting fed. Actually, I've fed them.
Oh dear, you fed your fish. Look.
I don't abuse me fish, I promise. No, I have fed them. Yeah, I've fed them. I always forget that. I imagine you even worse for that if you got a fish room. You're like, oh, did I feed them? But no, you're very strict on your routine, Arnold. You've got a full document full of your fish feeding and that.
Captain's log, study 21, 2.
It's like being a kid, pulling out your Argos catalogue.
I'm not being funny, but now
for Christmas.
now in my area, you've got to have a license if you want to sell fish.
Yeah, there's a lot of places that in England now.
Now, yeah, £325. This license.
Yeah.
sell
And
fish.
sell fish, shrimp, anything.
That's ridiculous.
Because you can just go on eBay and sell them on eBay without the license.
Apparently now, if you sell fish online, like eBay, Freelove, you have to state your license number now.
Well, like a pet shop license.
Yep. Yeah.
Even if they're just your pets.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. The council will come round, inspect all your tanks to make sure that they're properly housed, and that they want to have a look at your maintenance schedules and stuff like that, your depth checks and everything like that. They want everything.
Wow.
So that's why I keep my logs like that.
And
And now, lucky enough, I've got it all because obviously they want me to get a license.
Wow.
Jesus. That's ridiculous.
That
Mhm.
It's things like this now that, like, I guess, like, maybe 20, 30 years ago, before the world of online, I guess this is the difference in it, that what used to be an easy task is now something that is becoming increasingly difficult. I think I've spoke about this in a previous live, that smaller businesses struggle now unless they have some kind of options online too.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they might go under. You've got to have some kind of social media presence, or you might go under. And of course now there's so many regulations. Brexit didn't do any help at all. Speaking of devil, there's Rebecca. Rebecca, please don't scroll back and watch me try and pronounce Placo names.
Don't drop
You're
yourself
gonna
in it,
tell me
Adam. Don't drop yourself in it.
that. I'm gonna, but yeah, no, I think
See, the thing is, like that's really got to me, that, because most breeders will start out with, like, like the keeping fish simple kind of. He had
Yeah.
one fish tank with angels, plecos, and then he spread his angels, put them in a grow tank, moved them on, and then he's bought himself like a breeding pair of different angels, and he's just built it up and gone, well, I bred them plecos. And that's how most breeders start off. They just, like, have a couple of tanks where you start getting fried, putting them in grow tanks, and then using that to buy another line of, say, like,
Yeah.
angels, plecos, then apistos. So it's not like you go one day, right, I'm going to spend 350 quid and start breeding fish. It just kind of naturally happens for you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then you end up
Yeah.
like Steve,
Definitely.
where you get, hopefully, you go on that journey where you get a fish room, you start breeding, and like a lot more lines, and then that sets you up with the connections to go, should I ever go in a shop?
Yeah.
That's where it starts, though, with that one tank. You don't just one day go, well, I've got guppies, I'm going to pay 350 quid for a license. So to me, that's a bit stupid.
I think the
It's
best
like,
thing you can do though is go to the fish shop first and ask them what his cost prices are on the fish you want
yeah,
to
yeah,
breed, because he's not
yeah,
going to give you
definitely.
more than that. I mean,
No.
that's why I get a pound of shrimp, is because that's what he can get them wholesale for. So
Yeah.
I've even asked my local fish shops, like, for my better fish, and straight away they say, "What's your license number?" Straight away they say, "What's your license number?" And then they say, because we're like below 4 stars, we can't take any fish in. We can't pay for any fish.
mind,
You
I've
have
got a
to,
fish shop next to me that does that same
yeah.
trick with my line on. He'll say to us, "I can take them off you for free, but I can't pay you for them."
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, but
But now, if you want to get money, you have to have a license.
yeah,
that it's really unfortunate that,
it'll go
like
right
Steve was
across the
saying,
country. It
It
will end
will
up right
eventually.
across. Yeah,
it's difficult because local hobbyists or fish breeders are trying to
yeah.
just make their own. They're
I'm
just trying to
sure
make their own.
I'm sure there's a rule at our end where it cannot be breeding for profit, otherwise you need the license. If you're breeding for profit, but then where do you say profit is? Because you're putting your profit back into the hobby. You know what I mean? So is it profit or is it
Yeah,
investment?
it's difficult as well because it's like it's just putting another barrier in the way. Brexit in itself didn't help the hobby, and the
Yeah,
lockdowns and Brexit didn't help, and like now trying to import fish has been a nightmare. So you rely on your local breeders to try and get these fish. Like they'll get them fish, and when they do source them, then they'll be your supply.
Yeah.
And then you obviously you're feeding back into the local hobby, and it's keeping it all in. But it's just putting another barrier in the way of things. It's like it's unfortunate, I guess, and I get it. Like I do get it from the standpoint of you don't want some random guy in a shed who doesn't have a clue, who's breeding this and then selling to the fish shop, and they could be disease ridden. They may be kept in the worst conditions possible. You've got ammonia burn, you've got
yeah.
interbreeding and all that. I get that, but it's
Well, it's funny you should say that, because we've got a. I'm not going to give any names out, but we've got a breeder that turns up to auctions, who keeps on whenever he does it, gives you his license number and everything like that. But when they're doing the auctions, you know, when they're holding the bags up, there's always now and again you'll have a couple of dead fish in a bag. I've only ever seen dead fish come from the one that's got the license. So it just makes you think, are these just hiding in a bucket till he brings them back out the bucket the next day to the next auction, things like that. So what happens when you get your license, it's strange because it's different for when you work in a shop. They'll give you questions about animals in general. So they'll say, like my friend that's got that shop I go to, when he went for his license, he had to do like a online thing. So they give him a couple of questions. Now, granted, it's a aquatic shop, but one of the questions was, how would you treat a guinea pig that was by itself? He says, well, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't have guinea pigs. It's an aquatic shop. He says, no, you've got to answer these questions to get your license. So he had to go and study all the different animals to get his.
I think what Steve's just put there links in well what we were saying about the local inspector. That's like a good thing that I've seen Keith do, and obviously it's a controversial thing, I think, for fish shops to go, well, here's my breeder board, and he's showing the local breeders, because say he can't get that fish in, or maybe he's got that fish in, but like if people want to buy more of them, then you can go to the breeder. It's a good way to feed back into your local community and like get into the hobby more. I
definitely.
Think there's a lot
I've loved it since I've got into like the fish shop side of it and things like that. You know, that's what's made the hobby for us, like meeting people in the fish shop.
Exactly. I think, you know, opening the doors just that slight bit more for people to allow that access, allow people to contact each other more, allow people to receive that information a bit more and get the fish that they want some more. Is just a key thing that I think has been lacking. Whether there's a bridge between the OGs to the people like myself now, who they're probably going, who's this guy who's got 4 tanks, who hasn't bred a thing in his life talking about? You know, it's just make the bridge that bit more accessible, you know. And I think obviously having licensing and stuff like that, it's important, but at the same time, don't make it so difficult. Allow people to breed, allow people to get to feed back into the hobby. Otherwise, you're just cutting off all the doorways to the point where it's just going to become that thing where it'll become so difficult that people will just not do it, and it'll be a dying breed of the hobby, a part of the hobby, which I don't want to happen. I don't think anyone wants to happen.
Have you been
Well, that's the thing, what you're saying there, Adam. I spent a lot of time, probably about 5 years ago, on Facebook, on local groups, and helping new people who just got into the hobby, you know, like people who were interested in starting to breed and stuff like that. And I'd write little articles that they pin, and like that was a big part of the hobby for me. I enjoyed that, like passing knowledge on to these people. And it's a shame more people, because you go in groups like you were saying before, the fish people are great on them. But you can't keep with that.
There's some angry people in this world, and you find out quickly through forums or groups that you're like, whoa, whoa.
That group I was telling you about, I used to dread it hitting 9 o'clock in the morning America time, because you knew all the notifications were coming. Just loads of reports had come through. Once the Brits and the Americans had started arguing with each other, that was it. You know, notifications would go nuts. But obviously they've all got bigger tanks than us, haven't they? Because like they sell bigger tanks in general than we do, so you can't keep all them in there, and that'll be it. As a moderator, your chances, your notification go nuts on your phone.
Yeah.
Hey, Harry.
Harry's in the chat. You all right, Harry?
He's feeding his fish.
I think I'm going to feed them some more. I know I fed them this morning, but I think I only gave them results for the high pan system.
So Keith, me and you's got very similar channel names. Where did you come up with your channel name from?
Mine? It just, like, I always talk about this. I remember I watched a local lad called Sai, big fish lad, done a fish stream tour with his tanks, and I said in the chat section in the comments section of the video, oh, I want to do that. I want to set up, and he said, do it. So I literally just thought, I wanted like a name, like obviously you need a name to set the channel up. So I thought aquarium, I was going geeks, nerds, and I thought it's kind of got a negative undertone using that, and I thought fanatics. And then I was thinking of using the word fin, and then there was a company called Aquatic Fanatics. So I thought, well, no, I won't use that. So I just went with Aquatic Fanatics. But it was just like a spur of the moment thing, and then I realised we had Fancy Goldfish Fanatics. And I was like, oh. But he's since changed his name, hasn't he? It's the name of his to Aquatic Elements.
Right, so you could add it. Could have changed it.
But I'm wondering, would he have called his Aquatic Fanatics if I had to name mine Aquatic Fanatics?
Yeah.
Because he'd gone from like having Fanatics to having Aquatics now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I poached his name.
Yeah, he poached it.
My name, I come up with my name because I was like, my favourite number 7, and I was looking at like all these different, all the bigger YouTube channels are like 1, 2, 3. It's like 3 different things, or like something tanks or whatever. It's like, I don't know. It just like seemed. Everyone asked, and I know Mr. G was going. Do you have 7 tanks then? And he was bantering me in the chat in the comment section the other day, winding me up, going, "Where's your 7th tank, Adam?" I went, "I've only got 4." And you know what? Arnold's seen me go from 1 Fluval Flex to 4, so I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
But it's just, you know, it's finding the space, and obviously when I get my own place, by God, I will have 7. I will have more than 7 tanks. Don't you worry. But it's my favourite number, and I thought tanks is a way to say fish, and then having my name in there, then everyone will always call me Adam because they'll see my name there anyway, so it's nice and easy.
Yeah.
It isn't me full, it isn't my mum's maiden name or whatever, it's just my name and then the 7 and the tank, so it was easier that way. And then I can abbreviate it a bit more than with my...
Make it a little logo.
Yeah, A7FT, so then it makes it a bit more easier for a logo then too. But yeah, it's just... it's one of them. YouTube names are crazy. I know that you were about to ask a question then, Mal, before Keith was saying about his thing.
That was the question, wasn't it, Keith?
Was it?
Yeah.
No, because I think you went to ask me something.
Did I?
Yeah.
God. 2 sugars? Was it 2 sugars?
Yeah. I've got my cup here, go on.
Got me cup. I can't think, Adam. Can't think what it was going to be. Yeah, with my name, in any case, getting back to that, Keith, mine was, there's a lad up the northeast, I'm sure he's called Dramatic Aquatics. And I thought, oh, that's a good idea, having 2 names together. And then, of course, I put aquarium. I thought, right, what can I have? Aquarium. And I was going to put MD with my initials being MD. I was going to put MD, and I thought, nah, because that just looks like you're just copying MD straight away. Yeah. But if you notice, like the aquarium ends in M, and delirium starts with D. So that's what was the thing. I thought I need an M and a D. That's close so I can make a motif. Never ever did get round to making the motif with it though. But that MD there, close to each other, was the thing that made us pick the delirium part of mine. And also that Dramatic Aquatics.
It rolls off the tongue quite easily as well, aquarium, delirium.
It does, Arnold's King's World and Ant's World and things like that I always struggle with.
Yeah. I know that you used to do different. Well, you do a fair bit of other stuff. Obviously, your wife does the reptiles and that, doesn't she?
Yep.
So, having your reptiles and your ants, do you still have ants?
Yeah, we have ants.
So you have like a mixture of different things as well as fish. So it's understandable why you've got your name, and it's a very. Oh, everyone's refreshed and switched places now.
We're not much luck here, are we?
I don't know. We're not having It's been a good live, but as
for I haven't moved.
Refreshing and people moving around. I haven't moved once, thankfully, but that's only because I'm hosting. Yeah, but I think it's good in that sense. It's yeah. Everyone shortens my name to Adam7. Graham, is it? Yeah, Graham always goes, "Hey, you're right, Adam7." That was.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello, Adam7.
Adam7, welcome.
Can I just say, while we're talking about names, like obviously I've got UK on the end of my name, and I'm proud of having that on the end of my name
Yeah.
because our hobby in the UK is so small compared to everywhere else.
Oh
So
yeah.
Try
a
living
lot
up
of
in the
UK,
northeast. It's even smaller.
yeah.
I,
So
I was having this conversation with Mick that we were on the live with, Scouscaper,
yeah,
and he was saying he wants to remove Aquascape and Liverpool because like he thinks that there might be a negative connotation with associating Liverpool or something like that. So he wanted to change that.
yeah.
For me, I don't see that as being a negative thing. But I think the
No,
only thing it might make people associate with is like if they see Liverpool, they'll just think, oh well, he's Liverpool based, which is what he wants anyway. But then it might limit. I don't know whether it'll limit stuff. It's weird how people digest like names or like
Yeah.
logos and
that's
stuff in it.
that's what I'm saying. Like I put like a poll out on my channel saying should they change my name because everyone says it's Keith from Aquatic Fanatics. So I'm like, well, if you use them, you're calling me Keith, I may as well change my name to Keith or something rather than say like because it's a mouthful, isn't it? Every time here's Keith from Aquatic Fanatics. But when I
What
put the
was that?
poll out, everyone went drop the UK bit, and I thought that's a bit rude. Do you know what I mean? Because like I'm proud of having that after my name, like the likes of Mixed Fish. There's loads, isn't there, of people with UK after the name because the hobby's so much smaller in the UK to everywhere else.
Oh, I know that Paul changed his name, didn't he? Because Paul was Fish Northwest, but he's went back to Big Fish Lad now, hasn't he?
Has
I
he
think
went back to
everyone's
Big Fish
terrorised him
Lad?
to go
Yeah,
back to
everyone
Big
was like,
Fish. Yeah.
you have to go back to Big Fish Lad. Everyone knows he's Big
Yeah.
Fish Lad, and I think the Northwest bit. I don't know if it was doing anything like
Like the
negative in it.
connotations that you were saying before, with the connotations saying, "Oh, does that mean that you cannot watch it if you come from the southeast?"
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's weird. So I guess like that's the one benefit of my name and my thing. If everyone wants to call you by your name, because I think that's the one thing with YouTube or social media. Everyone wants to think that they know you or they want to have that relationship with you. So they want to
Yeah.
call you by the first name. If everyone's
Yeah.
been trying to hunt down MD's name for years, I know his name. I'm not going to say it, but a lot of, like you've got to. I think it was in a George Farmer video. So if you want to find out, you can. But
I think it
everyone likes
begins with an M, and his second name begins with a D.
Yeah.
but yeah, it's one of them that everyone likes to have that personal. They wanna feel like that when they look through when you're looking through your camera, they wanna have that feeling that you're looking at them or you're speaking to them. So having that relatability of saying, "Oh, here's your name," then it's good. But I guess it's whatever works for people too. If you want to share your name with the internet, you're more than welcome to. I'm not too fussed. I don't think there's anything that'll show up if you search my name anyway. I think if you search my name, my real name, you will find a comic book writer or comedian. So not the worst things to be associated with. I'm just a
No.
weird fish guy on the internet. But
What was that? What was that shop that Steve mentioned up in the northeast?
he
Did he
said that
mention the name of?
he said that for you, there's a shop in the
Yeah.
northeast by you.
Which one?
Morris. I think it's called.
You never know if a washing machine might show up, Adam. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. If I open my door one day and I see a hot point, whoa.
Tropical Supplies, I think it is. Yeah, Tropical Supplies Limited.
Whereabouts is that?
It's not far from where you are.
Well, have we not got a hot point stick here? We might have to do hot point merch. But
Yeah.
I might
Hot
have
point.
I might have to give royalties, Harry, if I do that.
Yeah.
Durham.
It's in Durham. Oh, it's not that far away then.
They've got some really nice stuff on their website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Johnny's plugged. Johnny's plugged.
Yeah. I always get emails of their stock lists and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not. It's expensive though.
Incredible store! Explanation points.
I'll let you check it out. Yeah. So when I go to, it's quite far away. It's still Concept, which is in Durham.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'll have a check out.
Might be worth a visit. There's still quite a few shops I need to give a visit around these ways. I think I've been around everywhere in the northwest, like in Merseyside area anyway. I've been the Runcorn, the Widnes, the Wirral to Liverpool now, and then the outskirts to Wigan and Bearscough. I haven't made a video on Bearscough, but I've been there when I was in uni. I've been Manchester, but only for a bit. So I popped by because it was convenient and in the moment, and that's when I got my mini snowball. So I was happy.
That you just reminded us what I was going to ask you. Have you ever been to an auction yet, Adam?
Yeah, I think that's what I had a feeling you were going to ask something. Yeah, no.
No.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, he's away now. He's away now to the auction.
I'd love to, and I think it'd be great to film that too, to film an auction, because again, these are the parts of the hobby that even myself now, I've been in the hobby. Oh, new member, Mr. G is back as a member. Welcome back, Martin.
There's an auction on at the weekend, isn't there, locally?
Sorry?
I'm sure there's an auction on at the weekend.
There's auctions locally. There's one in Runcorn. There's Preston.
Yeah. Is it Preston summer one this weekend?
Yeah, I think there's one coming in, and I don't know why Mr. G has only been classed as a member when he's already been a member. So
I think you can put it up as how many months you sell, because June does that sometimes, doesn't she? When she's in Graham's chat, she's 10 months a member and things like that.
I think, as I was saying to you, though, I've been in a hobby 5 years, but only in YouTube have I like bridged that gap to be able to speak to different fish shops and like build these relationships and stuff like that. And the only fish club I attended was the one that I was asked to come to. I wasn't asked to come to. I just had the conversation whilst I was in the Maidenhead in Preston. Was they went, "Oh, come on, fish club," and there was people from the Preston district. And I spoke to Rebecca in the Discord about this. I do need to pop up to Preston at some point. I do need to go to the auctions too, just to. It'd be great to document them. I don't know if people are open to that, by the way. Some auctions or some clubs.
I wasn't allowed to when I went to Maine. I wasn't allowed to film. I asked them prior, and they says, "Well, I'm all right with it, but there is kids there who wouldn't want everyone to feel intimidated with someone with a camera pointing at them."
Yeah, I think that's the one thing. I think if we can try and that's a thing that I've spoke about. That if we can try and there's Preston auction this Sunday, come down a video. Yeah, I'd love to. I can't actually. So I'm still working weekends at the moment, so unfortunately won't be able to make that. That's the issue. So as I was saying, I've felt scared. I don't know why.
I was
to go to an auction or to go to a club.
Yeah, you feel like you're going to get browbeaten off people with white beards and baldy heads, but you're not. Honestly, you're not. All the nice druids, people. All the druids, nice people. There is people like that who come with the aquarium daily t-shirts on, sitting there like for the fish. You're right, but
nice. I'm starting now that I've been educated a bit more. I don't think it's like that, but it's been something that I've been slightly intimidated by. But I'd love to document that and show that, so then people. You've done that. I know you've recorded bits and bobs for your auctions and your visits to clubs. But I think just getting that a bit more accessible for people to view them and go, oh, maybe it isn't a thing that I should be intimidated by. Maybe it's something that I should do. I think that's a big thing in the hobby that it'd be great to get more people into, because I think there's a lot of lines blurred and there's a lot of things that people are still terrified by. The fact that, again, someone that people probably look at me and go, oh, you haven't? Why haven't you? You should do. I think it'd be good to stop that stigma of people maybe being scared or intimidated by going by these clubs.
Yeah. Well, look at Aquarium Day Adventures. He was really, he still is. He hates it going to auctions in case he gets recognised.
Yeah. So, I think it's a thing, innit? You put yourself on the internet.
Yeah.
Has anyone been recognised yet?
Myself.
I've had one, and I was so embarrassed.
There was one. Obviously, there's Hot Point, but Hot Point hasn't seen me in real life.
No.
But
who's that in your clothes? Yeah, watching you.
He's across the street now with his binoculars.
Um,
That
No,
looks like it's a Lucy the lion bugger.
the
You just see
closest,
that his wardrobe just opened a little bit.
And there's a washing machine in there.
the closest thing that I've had to someone recognising me is I went to that Preston Fish Club in the Maidenhead, and someone walked in and went, "Where's that fish YouTuber?" And I was like, "Oh no."
He's over there. I think I've just seen him leave.
Yeah, look, he's at the door. He's at the door.
He's knocking.
I should be in Preston on Sunday at the auction. Like,
He's he's just paused the spin cycle. He's on his way.
you can see the colour draining from him.
Oh. No, because
Oh,
when
God.
I thought I
Watch
seen
it.
Elvis hairdo sticking out behind the rock. No, when I seen a suggested friend and it was a picture of a washing machine on Facebook, I was terrified. This is what I mean. YouTube, you're open to people being fans. You're open to people.
Yeah.
I've been speaking to Fish Shop Matt, and he was telling me about the first time someone met you, and like they expect you to do a flip or a trick or something. Like
Yeah.
they're like, "Go on, do something."
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? This is what I'm terrified about because I know it's gonna happen at some point.
Yeah.
But when I heard someone shout, Where's that fella that makes them fish videos?" I was like, "Oh, huh." I was already a bit like overloaded and not
That
myself.
could
like,
end
"Oh,
up
this
like
is a lot of
Spartacus
people."
nowadays, or where all you stand up. That's me.
It's like
20
someone's
years
gonna
old
pin me in a
stand-up.
corner and go, "Do something now." Yeah, sign this.
Follow
I'm like,
me. Follow
like
me. I'm really cool.
the day someone asks me for a signature, I'll be like, "Oh no,
No.
no," because I can't. My handwriting's awful. I'll just be like,
Uh,
"Yeah, I'm terrified. No, no."
my
We don't
spelling
want
is,
to
I'll
know.
probably get my name wrong.
You said so. You said that someone recognised you, Mal.
Yeah. At that auction, I had been speaking to him on aquarium adventures, like chat and things like that, and it turned out we both come from like the same area. And then I was just taking my box of fish back to the car, and I just felt this tap on my shoulder. "Are you aquarium delirium?" Yeah. He went, "Oh hi, it's me, such and such." I went, "Oh hi, mate, you all right?" I said, "But my hands are full. I was just going to drop it off." But from not being that excited at getting recognised and being a bit embarrassed about it, I didn't turn around properly and see what he actually looked like. So it was just a name I knew. And when I walked back into the place, everyone just turned around, looked at it, I thought, could be any one of these, yeah. Like I can't even remember what he looked like. I know he had this big, like a red coat on, but there was about 5 or 6 people with red coats on. Oh yeah, he just went back and sat down.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
No. Well,
You're back. That's the.
And
That's the
I
one
feel
thing
so
that,
guilty because I didn't get to say hello properly to him, because we both come from the same town.
I'm sure you'll meet him again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm scared because, not scared, but like I've realised as well, like we all have an influence, and like I've started to realise, like I'll do a fish shop tour. I done one for Preston, and they were getting calls from Scotland because they'd watched the video. That video done ridiculous. I don't know why it's on 13, almost 14K, and there's people from
Brilliant.
Scotland, going, "Oh, I'm gonna come down and visit." I'm like, "Oh wow." So like, imagine what it'll be like, if you say, "I'm going." Well, I've publicly announced that I'm going to the Aqua H event in Birmingham in September. So now I'm expecting I'm gonna go there, and I have a feeling this hobby is a small. There's a lot, it's a big wheel, but a small hobby. I'm gonna bump into someone I know, hopefully. I don't know about like people that watch the channel though. That'd be something that'd be interesting to see. So
The live afterwards, you got 2 black eyes. I bumped into the wrong person.
I keep getting messages. I shared Steve's video the other week, the video recording. I keep people messaging me saying, "Good luck with your new fish shop," and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
If there's
"What?"
anything you need.
everyone's asking for the demanding for an explanation on Hot Point. Right, I'll be respectful. This gent, he's a fan. He enjoys my content, and he
It was one of
watches
your
it.
vertical lives for doing
With,
your Lego builds, and you just
yeah,
turned up.
yeah. So he turned up. He's made multiple accounts. He's been quite pushy and stepping over the line of, and listen, I understand people appreciate the channel, and they like a good example is you've got MS Aquascaping.
Yeah.
Yeah, MS Aquascaping sent me the plaque. I don't know why I struggle to forget that. And that's like a good example of someone that watches my content and is respectful, and they're like, they enjoy the channel and they've sent me something. Although, again, we're on the same wavelength. He makes content, I make content, but that's like a respectful way of doing that. This gent has tried to find my social media platforms. He's tried to message me on different platforms. He's made multiple accounts. It's overstepping the boundary too much. I've got my Adam Seven Fish Tanks account you can message on. And if I don't respond to a comment, or if I don't visit the shop you asked me to do, please don't harass me.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. It's just boundaries, and I think that this Hot Point fella, he's just overstepped the boundaries a little bit. I understand Andy's excited and likes the channel and the content. That's fine, but it's to the point where I was fearing that he was going to show up to where my job is, and I haven't spoke about my job at early days. I might have, but they're no longer available on the channel. Where
I think I've heard where you work.
Yeah, so I don't want anyone to rock up to my shop and I have to deal with that. Like it's bound to happen. And whether it could happen again. Depending on the job, it depends on where I'm at. Say if I work at a fish shop and someone rocks up, then I'll be fine with that because then it's a fish keeping shop or whatever. But when it comes to that, there's people that aren't in the fish keeping world. There's people that aren't in the YouTube world, and they don't whatever.
Yeah.
The washing machine shop. If I work in the washing machine shop, he'd love that. But yeah, it's just respect in it, and there's boundaries, and whether I want if I want that to be public, I'll let that be public. But if it isn't public, please don't go digging about.
Yeah.
Simple. But
I made that mistake at the very start. I was doing like unboxings and leaving me address on show and things like that. And it was someone like says you need to block them out, you need to blur them out. So you're right, like, because you don't know who's actually taking too much notice.
Hashtag Adam Struggle Cuddle. But yeah, I think that's a thing. I guess we all probably have that little bit of anxiety, don't we? Because we make this content, and you think you're just talking to your camera, but then you never realise that you have.
That gets back to my first question when I say about why I started YouTube was to get over my self-confidence, because my self-confidence after COVID just went like that down.
Yeah.
I think the more you push yourself to make content, the more you push yourself out there, you get over loads of things mentally.
100%.
Anxiety was my biggest one. For some reason, after COVID, anxiety just kicked in big time. I don't know if it was just having a bit hard for us and thinking it was anxiety, and it was giving you anxiety thinking about it. But actually just getting out there and sticking the camera on and just saying, right, face it, do it, see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? Get on with it.
Aquarium Animals makes sense. So you have a stalker, Adam. Maybe. I don't want to label him that because I know that there may be something off with him. Well, no. Yeah. I know there is, but like I feel bad because I know that he's very happy to watch my content and stuff like that. But it's also he could be a stalker if you want to call him that. But I don't want to attack this guy. He just enjoys the content, and he's overstepped because he got too excited. I'd like to hope. But there's only so many times you can block an account before they don't get the message. Yeah, so I guess so, but I don't. We'll move past that anyway. Move away from that. It's a funny running joke and that because it's good.
Well, we're gonna have to make a film about this, Adam, when you get stalked properly. The hand
Baby
that puts the
reindeer part.
washing.
Baby,
The hand that puts the washing in.
baby reindeer part 2.
Uh,
So yeah, welcome to the live Elfish. I don't think I've ever seen you in the chat before. That was a second hobby after Fishkeeping, Mr. G. But yeah, that I think that's the anxiety we all have. We are going to bump into someone one day, especially in the fishkeeping world. It's a
Yeah.
small hobby.
Yeah.
You're one person away from knowing another person. It's as simple as that. So
Yeah.
you've got to be very aware of what you're saying, who you're speaking to, what you're exposing to the internet, and what you want private.
Yeah.
My profiles are quite public, but maybe in the near future I might have to make them private.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Jack. Nice to
Hey,
see
Jack.
Jack. Jack's actually, but yeah, I think Jack's one of the only through YouTube is the only person I've met from the YouTube side of things.
Yeah.
And that was great to meet Jack, get to meet his family and stuff like that, and see his garage and his tanks and stuff like that. Someone dropped a video in the chat and there's a link to his channel, and yeah, I think it's a cool bridgeway that we get to build and we get to meet other YouTubers, but as well, obviously, you also need to understand that there's an audience there, and I'll let everyone know now. I won't be doing backflips if you meet me, but I'll be happy to have a
No.
chat and have a conversation. Yeah, and I have made friends through YouTube. I wouldn't have met Harry. I would have met Johnny. Harry was a person that used to watch Fish Shop Matt. Fish Shop Matt responded to one of my comments. He clicked on my account and followed me. Since then, we're close friends. I've known Harry less than a year. I've been on holiday with him. I've been round to his place and made 2 videos and that. Like, we make friends through this, so it's possible. Just don't overstep the boundaries and happy days.
Now, wouldn't it be scary if he turned out to be the washing machine man in disguise, winding you up?
He does have a picture of Blackpool
Yeah.
in one of them.
Yeah.
I want to flip next time you're at the shop. You've got it, Steve, but I don't know if my knees will hold up.
Yeah.
They are going, so they might give. But yeah, no, I think that's one thing that I'm blessed with. I absolutely love this hobby. I love the fish keeping side of YouTube coming into things, and it's been nothing but a expansion of my hobby. Meeting people like Arnold, speaking to Arnold, I'm yourself, Mal, and Keith, and you're only again, as I said earlier in this live. I wouldn't have I've probably crossed paths with you. We've been in the same shop quite a few times. It's one of
Yeah.
them that I saw some nice washing machines the other day. Here we go again. We'll move faster, but it's just good because fish keeping is such a lonely hobby, and being able to speak to people, being able to go to these different shops, being able to make friends through this, I'm so grateful for. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Without
It makes-
Yeah,
YouTube, you
definitely.
wouldn't meet them, to be quite honest, because you wouldn't know that your next door neighbour even had a fish tank.
And that now speaking to yourself, Mal, and yourselves in the chat, and Keith and Arnold, I will probably go to the fish auction or club at some point. It's something I need to do. I have to do if I'm doing content, and if I want to be educating these people. There's only so much I could say, and then I can't. If I want to, if I want to represent the hobby in some kind of way, I also have to do these things to be able to tell people it is okay to do this. And I know it's okay to do this from, what you say, Mal, and what people in the fish shops and what Steve said and other people. It's a thing that you must do because, you've got to expand your hobby. You've got to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Don't be so
Definitely,
afraid.
I should be a Preston at the weekend, like, hopefully. But it's definitely a brilliant day out. Like, get with the lads and go down there. I went to the one at the beginning of the year. It was absolutely brilliant. So it's a fantastic day out going to the auctions. Excuse me. Another thing I wanted to do was go to Preston itself and do I know State has done like the Master Breeders program there.
Yeah.
It's a bit hard for me because I do unsociable hours, but the second I get the chance, that's what I'll be doing, getting up to Preston and doing the Master Breeders Award program because
Yeah.
it's an achievement, isn't it?
Definitely.
It's definitely something that I will do. When I get me when I have a time on a free weekend, I'll definitely do that. Whenever I do have free time, my girlfriend, yeah, look at this. That's what I was just about to say. And the one blessing, the one blessing with Mia is that like she's very open, and I wouldn't have done YouTube without Mia. She pushed me
Was
to
that
do
your
that.
mum?
My girlfriend.
No, I'm saying the one that just left that comment. Was that your mum?
Where? I don't think my mum's leaving comments.
No, the one that you just put on the screen is the one about.
And
No,
that was my girlfriend.
That's his girlfriend.
Oh, that's your girlfriend, is it? All right.
Yeah. Arnold knows.
We aren't getting into that.
No, we won't. Accidentally on a live, Arnold was in the room, and
I was in the green room.
He was in the green room waiting to be put onto the stage. Thankfully, we weren't live, and I was speaking to my girlfriend, waiting for people to join in. I was having a conversation with her, and I gave her a little kiss. And Arnold was like, "I seen that." I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh no." So yeah, at least you know
It
she's
could have
real.
been worse. It could have been worse.
She must be a bloody saint to cope with you.
Mm.
She is, honestly, and the fact that she's allowed me to set up tanks as well in hers, and the one thing that she's very open for is for me to. She knows that I will have a fish room, and she's okay with that, and that's what I'm appreciative of. Having a supportive partner at the end of the day is always good.
Like I've told you, my missus thinks this is a tool shed.
She hasn't come in yet. She just, why are you spending so much time? I just like to breathe. I just like to have a sleep in there. I couldn't sleep last night. I'm just in there. There's definitely no fish in there. No.
You know,
There's
what do you mean, bitch?
You just put a cloak over them every time she comes
Yeah.
in.
Oh, we had this man. I went to shop the other day. My missus said, "Get some fish and chips for tea," and I was like, "All right, yeah." And then just went to shop. And then when I come home, she went, "Did you get the fish?" And I went, "I haven't been to the fish shop." What do you mean? What are you on about the fish shop? And I hadn't been to Andy's, and I was like, "I haven't been to the fish shop." So did you get the fish or not? And I was like, I didn't buy no fish. And she was like, "You're supposed to buy fish for tea." And I was like, oh yeah, I got them.
Oh, that fish.
We had made it. So what do you mean you didn't buy the fish?
But yeah, absolutely love it, and I think you know, I love that. I'd love to be able to educate more people, bring more people into the hobby. That's my aim with the channel anyway. Get as many people in as possible, and I'd love to work in the fish trade too as well. I've done that in the past before. It's something I'd love to lean into again. It's quite a difficult industry to get into because there's not so many opportunities. But being having the channel and being able to educate people and make a small fee off it, it's good. And it only the money I make off the hobby or from the channel only goes back into my tanks, only goes back into the next video. It's just out of the enjoyments.
Yeah,
that's what
it's
it
not
is for
what
me.
you
Anyway.
make any case, Adam, is it? It's not.
No.
It's not groundbreaking amounts.
Exactly. I'm not a millionaire.
No.
I just appreciate, you know, people coming in, being members like Arnold, like Mr. G, like Harry, like Johnny, like all the people that come in, and if they gift the membership, whatever, I appreciate that, and that just goes right back into these tanks just to refuel it, and I just want it to self-sustain itself basically, and that's what the money side of things anyway. I enjoy it, and whether it becomes bigger one day, I don't know, but
hopefully.
I love it anyway.
That's your dreams, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's one day it'll be there. But yeah, I think we've all had a good live anyway. We've spoke about some good things. We've been 2 hours. We've been on some mad tangents here and there. We'll have to do this again, lads, for sure.
Yeah.
It's been great to have you on for the first time, Mal, too.
It's been a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Keep yourself. I'm sure I'll be seeing you physically soon at one point. No, I'm not going to be outside your house right after this live.
If you come, break into tumble dryer. My tumble dryer's just broke, so what can I do with the tumble dryer? Like,
I know a guy.
yeah.
I can link you up. But
Always
I
right.
appreciate Arnold yourself hopping on. Obviously, I've been very tunnel vision and busy with life recently, so videos I'm getting out when I can, lives I'm doing. Short I'm doing daily, even though sometimes it's not at 12 because I sometimes forget. Oops. But yeah, it's one of them. I'm really enjoying this, and hopefully, as like fish keepers and hobbyists and people that have got a platform, we can bring more people in, bring this hobby just that bit tighter, build build the bridge for people to come in, and hopefully, you know, we can get this bigger and better than ever. But
One day
yeah,
it could be like Holland, and everyone's got a fish tank.
Holland, as Jack said, everyone's beginner tanks on aquascape. I went, huh?
Yeah.
I had me SpongeBob pineapple. I'm guilty of that, but I also kill in the fear. Don't know how. But yeah, appreciate everyone being in. Crab Boy, if you could please drop the links one more time into the chat of everyone's channel links. I'll do that anyways after live and leave them in the description for everyone. That is Arnold, Kings Aquariums and Antworld. You've got Keith, Aquatic Fanatics, and we've got Mal Aquarium Delirium. So yeah, until next time, everyone, appreciate you all being in here, and much love. We'll do many more of panels. I enjoyed this one, and I enjoyed the fact that I didn't bullet point some like hold your hostage kind of interview thing. Although I do enjoy that. I do enjoy that because then you get some good questions out of people. But this one was just a bit more of a relaxed one. I'm enjoying these at the minute. It's a lot less of the social battery out the window when I'm not holding people. But yeah, until next time. If you
headmaster.
Yeah, the conductor from Thomas the Tank Engine with a little less chub off. But yeah, if before we end this, if you've got any projects, let people know in the chat. If you've got anything that you want to plug, you're more than welcome to. You were saying you don't want to plug, but if you want to plug, you're more than welcome to. Do it now.
I'm all right. I've got nothing to plug. I might have a video tomorrow if it finishes uploading because my internet is rubbish. 10-minute videos are taking us 24 hours to upload at the minute. I could do better on my mobile phone and going for a walk.
I upload in 4K, so it's like it's definitely about 2 hours or an hour and a half or something. It's the export time. Oh.
That's the dream. That for me, 2 hours.
Yeah. If everyone wants to donate now, you want your videos sooner, donate now. I'll have that what's that very fast Wi-Fi, that underground stuff, whatever it is. Whatever it's called.
I was talking to Andrew from Aquarium Daily and I was telling him like my internet speed and he says, what, 200? I went, no, 2.
2?
Sky around this area is terrible, but they used to be able to hold it at ransom because we never had the underground cables for anything else. So they could always hold it at ransom, but we finally had the cables put in. I'm just trying to convince the wife to swap over because we've been ripped off Sky for years now.
Well, much love, everyone. Make sure to stay tuned. I think I should have a video out this week. I've got my shorts. We've done our live. Make sure to check everyone else's channels out as well. And until next time, much love to you all. Lads. Take care. See you later then.
Take care.
Oh, Mr. G's left a donation. He's like, upgrade that Wi-Fi now. Appreciate you, Martin. Love you. Take care. See you later.
See you later, Martin.
See you later.